Maths tutorial. This is sponsored by Data Connect Nigeria. Okay, before we start this, I just want to let you know that it's right fast approaching, and all what you have to do is to keep on preparing. And that so on our own side, we are going to be devoted in preparing every one of you for examination. So all what you have to do for us is to just like, share, and subscribe this video that a large amount of people may wish this. So we will start by going through our questions. So for question 1, we have if the roots of x squared minus 5x plus k is equal to 0 differ by 3, find k. Now in your quadratic equations, if you would have seen something like this, this is a kind of different questions. Now it's still same as working with quadratic equation, but we're going to use something different to solve this. And when you look at this case, there's one significant word there that is differ by 3. So they said we should find k. Now if we're told that this is, it said differ by 3, what we're going to use? We're going to use the roots differ. We're going to use the root differs by d formula. So we're going to use the root differs by d formula. And what does this formula state? Now the formula states that d squared is equal to sum, that is the sum of root square minus 4 times product. So that's what the formula states. So let's clear this. Okay, let's clear this. Okay, so what does it say here? It said that this square is equal to sum um, square minus 4 times product. Now how does this relate to this question? Like, what's this all about? So don't panic yet, we are going to start with that. Remember, in our equation we have something here, s square minus 5x, right, plus k equals to 0, right? We have something like this. Okay, so now this question, this one here is called the product. Sorry, this is the sum. I said the product. This is the sum. This here is the sum. Why this here is the product. So this is the sum and this is the product. So when you say d square, it just means that that is differ. The root of differs is equal to the sum, that is this sum square, that is minus 4 times product. So this is just the formula from that. Sum square minus 4 times product. So we use this. So this is the formula we're going to be using for today. So let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. So we can then say that since our formula is this, what is our d? What is our d? If we ask what is our d, what is our s, that is the sum, and what is our p? So we're going to identify that. So now, okay. So when you go back here, you see that if the root of x squared minus 5x plus k is equal to 0, differ by 3. So that's what differ by 3 is, this difference. So the d now is what, 3, because it differs by 3. So we have that the d now what? The d will be what? 3. Now what would be the sum? That is the s. Remember before I said the sum is what, this middle value here, the last value there is what, product. So we can then say that sum here, looking at this, we have that sum is what, 5. We have that sum is what, 5. Here we have minus 5. That's what we have there. So we can then move. Okay, what is our product? Our product is what? When we move there, let's look to identify our product. Our product is what? K. We don't know our product, and that's what we're looking for. So K is P. So we don't know what P is, and we're trying to look for P. So now let's start. So we know that D is equals to 3, S is equals to minus 5, and P is equals to K. So that's what we have to do here. We now have to equate this. D square is equals to sum square minus 4 times P. Then we can now put it here and say D is what, 3. So 3 square equal to, what is the sum? Sum is the S, that is the minus 5 square minus 4 times, what is the product, that is the PK, so it is K. So we have here, so we have here, this one will be 9. 3 squared is 9, is equal to 25. I get to be now. So it's 25 minus 4k. 4 times k, that's 4k. So we keep on with that, and then we can then solve this and say, okay, what can we put together? Okay, we can take this minus 4k, we can take this minus 4k to this side here, and bring minus 9 to this side, and bring 9 to this side. So let's start that now. So we can just say, okay, this will be 4k is equal to 25. Remember, when 9 comes to this side, we become minus, that is 9. And so we have 4k is equals to 16. Then we are going to divide it by 4. We divide by 4. And so when we divide by 4, our k equal to what? 4. So our k is equal to 4. And that's our final answer. If we check our options, we see 8, 2, 4, and 6. So k is equal to 4. And that is done. That is done. 2. Which one right now? And number 2 says evaluate the integral um, of from 0 to pi over 2 to pi over 2 of cos square x dx. So it says evaluate the integral of 0 from pi over 2 of cos square x dx. So now solving this question is very easy. All what you have to know is to know your basic rules of integrals. Now, from your workings with derivatives, differentiations, and so on, you can be able to know of the fact that how we can be able to solve this. Now, imagine you have something like this in your differentiation. Uh, we have let's say sorry, let's say you have something like this. Y is equal to s square. S square. You know that this is going to become the y over the x is going to be what? Going to be what? 2x. 2x. Now, but in integration, it's just the reverse process. You have to convert this your dy dx, this dx, into becoming your actual value by your y is equal to something like that. So let's solve this. Okay, so when you see this integration sign, what does this integration symbol, that is, what does this sign mean? When you see it means integration. It means integration. So that's what it means. Now for this question we have here is letting us know that we should find this integration let us know that we should find the area under the curve. I get me. Find the area of under the curve. I get me. Where the position start from 0 and end at what's the name, at pi over 2 for cos square x dx. So in simple terms, it is something like this. So the question is just telling us something like this: y is equals to cos square x, okay, from 0 to x equal to pi over 2. This is just a simple interpretation of the questions. I get it. So simple interpretation of the questions. But before we solve that, we are going to take a look at some few basic things we need to know before we can be able to solve this properly. Before we solve this, we have to break these things down. Now, remember we have cos square x. Now this value we can't just impute it like that and just solve it. I get to me. We can't just impute that like that. So we have to break it down. Now in integration, we have something when we have cos square x, it is also the same thing as 1 plus cos 2x all over 2. So cos square x is same thing as saying 1 plus cos 2x all over 2. So it's this 1 plus, is this one, it is 1 plus cos 2x all over 2 that we're going to be using throughout the equation. So we're not going to touch this cos square x. We're going to use this 1 plus 2x all over 2. So let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we're going to start with this first one, and that is breaking this cos square x down. So remember we said this cos square x will now become 1 plus cos 2x all over 2. So now let's deal with that. Now this is all over 2, okay, dx. I get it, but it's cos square x dx, so we're going to start with this. So when we bring this first in here, I get me, we have to separate this, we have to separate it. So this one now becomes 1 over 2. I get me, 1 over 2 integral of 1 dx plus 1 over 2 is supposed to be that, okay, plus what? 1 over 2 integral. So we have integral. So we have the integral of cos 2x dx. So this is what we have it to be. So 1 over 2 integral 1 dx plus 1 over 2 integral cos 2x dx. So we are going to start solving from there. So we now know that from our calculations that if we have anything, for instance, we have the differentiation of x will give us what? 1, right? Now the integration of 1 will give us what? X. So when we have 1 dx, so when we have 1 dx, our answer is going to give us, it's going to take us back to 1. Remember I said x, differentiation of x equals to 1. So then 1 dx is going to be equal to what? X. So integration of 1 dx is going to give you what? X. Then you now multiply the 1 over 2 times this x, and we're going to have 1 over 2 x. I get to me, we're going to have 1 over 2 x. So we continue further. The next one is 1 over 2 integration of cos 2x dx. Now this is something that will take our time. So let's see 1 over 2 integration of cos 2x dx. How is it going to be like? Now cos 2x dx, integration of cos 2x dx is what we're going to do now. So how can we solve that? Now to solve this integration of this, you have to use something called the chain rule. I get to me. We're going to use a chain rule in solving that. But because of this tutorial is long, you can search for any you can search for the topic chain rule anywhere in YouTube, or you can just go through our playlist right here in our channel, and then you can find more all about chain rules and all that. Okay, and we can move to the go there. So let's just solve this directly. So we have here, our answer is going to be 1 over 2 cos 2x dx. In using chain rule, we are going to get something here. We're going to get sine what? 2x. We're going to get sine 2x. So we're going to have 1 over 2. When we convert this is 1 over 2 here. So we have 1 over 2 integral 1 over 2. So we are not going to have this integral right here again. You know what? Let's just rewrite this again. Let's rewrite it again. So what we're going to have here is going to be 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 sine 2x. And so if you calculate this, you are going to have something like 1 over 4 sine 2x. So we have 1 over 4 sine 2x, and that's our answer for this segment. This is our answer for that one. Okay, so remember before we got our answer for the first one, that is 1 over 2 x. So we are going to add them together. Remember that our formula was 1 plus cos 2x all over 2, right? So we are going to add them together, and so we are going to combine them by saying this is 1 over 2x plus 1 over 4 sine 2x. So this is how it's going to be. Then we will now have to put that in practice. So remember integration is starting from, it said integration of 0 from, is integration from 0 to pi over 2. So we will start by saying, we will start with the pi over 2 first. So let's say the pi over 2 first. So x, remember it's from 0, that means x starts at 0 first, then we move to pi over 2. So we're going to start when x is pi over 2. So we have here that when x is pi over 2, we have sorry, we have here when x equal to pi over 2. We have it here as 1 over 2 open bracket pi over 2, okay, plus 1 over 4 sine 2 times pi over 2. Okay, so we have this. So what will our answer now give us? So it will be 1 over 2 times pi over 2 is going to give us pi over 4. Pi over 4 plus plus 1 over 4 sine 2 times pi. That is 2 times pi is going to give us 2 times pi, that is 2 pi. That is 2 pi over 2, so that is pi. So we are going to have here as pi. I get to me. So we have this as pi. Okay. So in here we have that as pi. So here we have pi 4 over 2 plus 1 over 4. So when you have sine of pi, you have that to be 0. And then you have that to be 0. So sine of pi, let's make it, let's cancel this one first. Let's cancel this one first. Okay, let's work with this. Sine of pi is equal to 0. So because sine of pi is equal to 0, we now have our final to be pi over 4 plus 1 over 4 times 0. I get me. So this is what 1 over 4 times 4, 0. So that is our answer, final answer become pi over 4. So our answer here for this part here is pi over 4. Now we need to get it when also it is 0. I get me. When it is 0 also. Remember we just did when it is pi over 2. So when x is 0, we have same as saying 1 over 2 x plus what's the question again, plus 1 over 4 sine 2x. So when we equate that, we have 1 over 2 is 0 plus 1 over 4 times sine 2 0. So all this is going to give you 0. So we have 0 plus 0. And so that's what 0. So in here we have a 0. Now to now get our complete answer, there is this formula that says to get the definite integral, that is the definite integral is equal to f of this pi over 2 minus the f of 0. So the function of this pi over 2. So when we've gotten an answer for pi over 2, we're going to subtract it from the answer we got in f in function of 0. So because the answer we got in f of pi over 2, we have that to be pi over 4. So minus function of this 0, that is 0. So when you have that, it's going to give you pi over 4. And if you check your answer is pi over 4. So we can then check that here. So we can go back from our calculations and then see that what f, that is pi over 4, and this is our correct answer. So we'll move to our next question, which is question number 3. It says that simplified 27, this is not supposed to be so. Okay, it is 27 raised to power. Is a 27, this is 27, sorry. So this is 27 raised to power minus 2 over 3. It's 27 minus 2 over 3. Minus 2 over 3 times 81 raised to the power 3 over 4. So that's what the question is supposed to be. Now to solve this question is also very easy. Now remember this is 27, this is 81, and 27 and 81. Now these two can be represented in the power of 3, right? You can power into the power of 3, right? So they can be represented in 3. So we can then say, okay, this is now 27. 3 times 3 in what number will give us 27? So we can say, okay, 3 raised to the power 3, we have it says 27, then minus power minus 2 over 3 times. So we have times here. 81 is 3 raised to the power 4. So we have that here. Raised to the power 3 over 4. This is 3 over 4. Okay. So we can then start with this and say, okay, there is this law that we have in our what's the name indices, and this law is this: when you have open bracket a of m, a raised by n, close bracket raised by n, is going to be equal to a m times n. I get it. So what is in simple term, it means this. We have we have a 3 raised by 3, right? Minus 2 over 3. Minus 3 times it's sorry. So 3 raised by 4. 3 over 4. So what's going to be is that this is going to be 3. Then this is going to be what? 3 times minus 2 over 3. This is now times 3 times 4 times 3 over 4. So when you do this, your answer will be 3, two brackets. We have here minus 6 over 3 times 3 here, 12, this is 4 over 4. And so we have this here. So we have minus 6 divided by 3 is what? Minus 2. So we have 3 here, raised by minus 2 times 3 here. 12 divided by 4 is what? 3. So we have it here. Now we're getting close. So our final answer for this will be this. Now when you see a differentiation, when you have a value maybe a raised to the power of b times a raised to the power of c. Now when you see something like this, the same base, but this sign multiplication is there, it becomes addition. So it becomes addition. So here we're going to have we'll just pick one of these base, that is 3. Then we have minus 2 plus 3. And so we have here to be 3 minus 2 plus 3 is going to give us plus 1. So we have 1, and that is same as saying 3. So our final answer is what? Is 3. So if you check that here, we have our final answer is 3, and that is option A. Okay? We move into the next question, that is number 4. Number 4. So what's number 4? It says the 10th term of the sequence 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, to infinity is what? So they said, what is the 10th term? So we have been given a lot of numbers. What is the 10th term of now this value? Now, in this kind of equation, you cannot use AP or GP. Why? Because the constant, that is the constant, or will I say it? Let's not use constant, because the common difference. Let's use it. The common difference is not constant. Is not constant. Now, what do I mean? The common difference is not constant. Why? You see, we have 1, we have 3, right? Now, what from 1 to 3, it is 2, right? But we see that this is now 6. 1, 2 was added in. Now, this one has become 3. You see, the next one is 10. So it has become 4. So this one is 2, this one is 3, this one has become 4. As you keep on moving, it reaches 15, it become 5, right? So the values of the common difference are not constant. So we can't use what? We can't use AP or GP. What we have to use is very simple. All we have to use is very simple. So we're going to use the triangular formula. So this is a triangular question. So we have to use a triangular formula for nth term. Now what is this formula? It says here Tn, that is equals to n open bracket n plus 1 close bracket all over 2. So with this formula, you can be able to get any nth term of a particular number given to you, sequence of number given to you in your maths, and that's very easy. So what we have to do is then they told us how many terms. They told us to look for the 10th term. So we can say T10 is equals to, what's the nth term? That's 10 open bracket 10 plus 1 over 2. So this is 10. This is 10 plus 1 is what? 11, right? So we have 10 open bracket 11 over 2. And that will be 10 times 11 is what? 110 all over 2. So we have what? 55. So our nth term is what? 10th term is what? 55. And if you check it here, we see that our answer is what? 55. Question 5. Question 5 says, if log x squared minus 1 base 2 is equals to 0, is equals to 3, sorry, find the positive value of x. If log x squared minus 1 base 2 is equals to 3, find the positive value of x. Now, to get this is very easy. Now, remember in your logarithm, if you want to represent something like this, you could say, okay, the base, this base that is there, that is 2, you could read that as 2 raised by 3, right? Is equal to x squared minus 1. Well, that's the same thing we're going to be doing here today. That's the same thing we're going to do here today. So, it's the same thing we're going to do here today. And now, let's now give this. Okay, 2 raised by 3, that is what? 8 is equal to s squared minus 1, right? S squared minus 1. Bring this minus 1 to this side here, to where 8 is. So, we have to bring minus 1 to where 8 is. And so, we have 8 plus 1 is equal to what? X sorry. So we have, okay, is equal to x squared. So we have 8 plus 1 is 9 is equal to x squared. So we now have to look for the square roots. So x here is equal to what? Plus, which is now plus or minus. This is plus or minus 3. So x squared is equal to plus or minus 3. Because they said we should look for only the positive value of x squared is equal to 3. So our answer is going to be x is equal to what? 3. And if you check that here, we have that. So x, we have it here. So you can say x is equal to 3. And so we have that. So that's the end of today's class. For now, that's the end of today's class. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. See you on the next video. Bye then.